It's 11 pm. You're lying in your bed, the blue light of your screen blinding your eyes. You want to watch something, just one good video before you sleep. So you scroll, 10 minutes pass, 20 minutes, half an hour. You look at thousands of thumbnails, hundreds of titles, and then you close the app. You switch off the phone, you feel tired, irritated, and completely empty. You did not even watch anything. You just spent 30 minutes choosing what to watch. This is not a modern convenience founder. This is psychological paralysis. We live in a world that worships options, more career paths, more products, more connections, more content. We were told that more choices would make us free, but they lied. The abundance did not liberate you, it broke you. It turned your mic into a chaotic battlefield where every single option is fighting to steal your energy, leaving you starved of execution. You are not paralyzed because you have no future. You are paralyzed because you are drowning in too many futures. Psychologists call this the paradox of choice. The modern world sold you the illusion that abundance equals freedom, that having thousands of options would allow you to construct the perfect life. But the human brain was never wired for infinity. When you have two paths, your mind selects one, accepts the friction, and executes. But when you have 20 paths, your mind does not choose, it chokes. It defaults to stagnation. Every single option presented to you is a hidden tax on your cognitive energy. What should I wear today? What should I eat for breakfast? Which email do I answer first? Which digital skill should I try to master this weekend? You think you are just browsing through options, but the reality is far more sinister. It is a slow, invisible bleed known as decision fatigue. Your willpower, your focus is exactly like a battery founder. Every single morning you wake up at 100%, but by wasting that charge on thousands of microscopic, irrelevant choices before noon, your battery drops to 20%. And then, when the time comes to build your empire, when it's time to face the brutal, uncomfortable work of changing your life, your brain looks at the remaining energy and says, I'm done. Give me a distraction. And right on cue, you unlock the glass again. You are not inherently lazy, you are not lacking vision. You have simply been systematically drained by the silliest choices imaginable, leaving you completely bankrupt when it's time to execute. 2000 years ago, a man sat in the military tent on the frozen borders of the Danube River. He was Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome. He held absolute control over 1/3 of its planet's population. He had the power to execute any man with a nod, to acquire any wealth with a word, to indulge in any pleasure imaginable. Infinity was at his feet. But if you look at his personal journal, if you read his private thoughts, you realize something shocking. He did not expand his choices, he systematically slaughtered them. Marcus Aurelius woke up before dawn, put on a simple wool cloak, and spent his first hour in total uninterrupted silence. He did not check the news from Egypt, he did not look at the political polls in the Roman Senate. He applied a brutal philosophical filter to his morning. He told himself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, and arrogant. He accepted the chaos of the world before it even arrived. So his mind will not have to waste a single drop of energy reacting to it. Contrast that with your morning. Before your feet even touch the floor, you invite 500 strangers in your bedroom through a 5-inch screen. You react to a tragedy in Europe, an argument on Twitter, a fake lifestyle on Instagram, and a political debate in Congress. By 7 am, you have consumed more raw data and made more emotional micro choices than a Roman emperor did in an entire month. The ancients understood a secret that we have completely forgotten. Greatness is not the accumulation of options, it is the ruthless elimination of them. Marcus Aurelius did not build an empire because he had everything. He built it because he chose to remain untouchable amidst everything. But you have surrendered the keys to your internal fortress for the silliest illusion of choice. Let's talk about the price. Because nothing in the world is free, especially the thing that cost you nothing to download. Every time you refuse to make a definitive choice, every time you delay a difficult decision, you're not saving your energy, you're leaving a window open in your mind and your soul is leaking out of it. Think about the sheer volume of open loops in your brain right now. That unfinished project, that uncomfortable conversation you're avoiding, that habit you swore you would kill 3 months ago. Instead of executing, you open another tab. You search for a better strategy, you watch another video on productivity. You tell yourself you are preparing. You are not preparing, founder. You are hiding. You have become a professional spectator of your own potential. Every single day you spend drowning in options. You are training your brain to become a coward. You are teaching your mind that it is safer to browse than to commit, safer to scroll than to build. Seneca wrote these exact words. We are always complaining that our days are few and acting as though there would be no end of them. Look at your life. Look at the last 6 months. How many empires did you build in your head while your hands were busy refreshing a feed? How many versions of your future self did you betray? Simply because choosing one path meant killing the others. The modern world did not lock you in a physical case, they did something far worse. They gave you infinite keys and a map with a million destinations, so that you would spend your entire life standing at the starting line, completely paralyzed by the illusion of freedom. You are losing your genius, one silliest option at a time, and the clock does not care about your potential, it just takes it. So, how do we stop the bleeding? How do you cure a mind that has been taught to chase everything? The antidote is beautifully simple. It is a concept the Stoics called the voluntary simplification of life. Epictetus once taught his student that true wealth is not about acquiring more choices, it is about learning to need fewer of them. Think about how heavy it is, carrying the weight of 1,000 potential futures. What if you just let them go? What if you just accepted that you cannot live every life, read every book, watch every video, or please every person? To find yourself again, you have to be willing to choose one single thing and let the rest of the world move on without you. Next time you open your phone, next time you feel that familiar, anxious itch to browse through infinite choices, just pause for 3 seconds. Take a deep breath, feel the quiet space between the urge and your action. In that 3 second silence, you are not a consumer, you are not a data point for an algorithm, you are just you, a human being, choosing to be still in a world that is losing its mind. You don't need a massive strategy to change your life. You just need the courage to close the open loops. Delete the apps that leave you feeling hollow. Say no to the distractions that do not belong to your path. Protect your attention the way you would protect someone you love. Because your life is not happening inside that glass screen. It is happening right here, in the room you are sitting in the air you are breathing. Turn off the noise, let the screen fade to black. And finally, Meet the person you were meant to become before the world told you to look at everything else.